Ukraine is scrambling for power supply as winter tightens its grip. Russian strikes are battering Kyiv's key energy infrastructure. For Ukraine, the struggle to keep the country lit and warm has become a new flashpoint in the war. Here's a report.
Ukraine's power grid is collapsing. Moscow's deadly wave of drones and missile strikes are aimed at Ukraine's power infrastructure. Large parts of the country are going dark. Ukraine claims energy generation has neared zero. Millions face the onset of winter without reliable electricity, heating, or water. Critical substations, thermal plants, and transmission lines have been pounded repeatedly. Technicians are racing to repair what they can before the next Russian strike.
The main targets of this strike were our cities, our energy sector, and our people. Tragically, there are fatalities. In Dnipro, a Russian drone hit an apartment building, and as of now, 3 people have been reported killed in the city. Sadly, there is also a life lost in Kharkiv.
Moscow has struck even deeper into Ukraine's national grid in its latest strike. Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha says Russian drones targeted substations supplying 2 Western nuclear plants, Khmelnytsky and Relentless, both less than 100 kilometers from Lutsk. State-owned energy company Centrenergo says its generating capacity is now down to zero. Its 3 main thermal power plants in Kiev, Kharkiv and Donetsk regions have been hit, cutting off nearly all its production. These facilities were pillars of Kiev's national grid, and their loss has plunged entire regions into uncertainty. Blackouts are now part of everyday life across Ukraine. In Kiev, residents and businesses follow strict blackout schedules. Lights go out zone by zone as crews ration limited power to prevent total collapse. Local business owners are struggling to survive. They are burning long hours securing fuel and preventing food from spoiling.
Right now, for example, we can't fully process orders. We use these little pieces of paper to write down all the orders because we can't complete them, charge for them, and so on. Also, desserts can't stay in a warm room for long.
The communications sector is fighting its own battle. Mobile and internet providers have turned to emergency power systems to keep towers and servers running. Every outage cuts vital links between families, businesses, and the outside world.
As soon as the schedule shows a planned power outage for our building, we stop operations within 5 minutes and cease transporting passengers, for only 2 reasons. The first reason is that we don't want to unload passengers halfway. If the system stops, it would be unsafe. The second reason is the equipment. If it shuts down suddenly without our intervention, it could cause problems.
Experts say damage to energy infrastructure has reached critical levels. Heating systems that serve millions of homes already run at reduced capacity and could fail completely under further pressure. Without rapid repairs and new supplies, Kiev could face its hardest winter since the invasion began. Winters in Ukraine are long and unforgiving. Temperatures average between -5 and 2 degrees Celsius from December through March. In severe cold spells, the temperature can plunge below -20. As winter bears down, the question remains, can Ukraine survive Russia's punishing war? Bureau report, WION The World is one.
Ms. Olena Tregub is a Secretary General, Independent Defense Anti-Corruption Committee, or NACO. She's now joining us live from Kiev. Ms. Tregub, good to see you and thanks for your time. We are no longer talking about an escalation in the war. It's how Russia wants to use weather as a weapon of destruction and death. How will Ukraine keep up and what sort of intervention is needed now?
Well, good afternoon. I would like to say that it's not the first winter that Russia is trying to destroy our energy infrastructure. We had a very heavy winter 2 years ago, and because of this experience, Ukrainian people they became very much self-sufficient. A lot of people bought charging stations, accumulators, generators. all kind of equipment to survive without electricity average Ukrainian home has right now. So this is why Ukraine is more resilient. But of course, what is needed right now is to make sure that the full collapse doesn't happen, because Ukraine is an urban country. We have big cities and we have very big tall buildings, and those buildings, they need to have water pressure in the pipes, they need to have heating, because otherwise people will not be able to survive in those buildings. Some people did move to live outside cities for this winter, foreseeing the Russian genocidal attack on civilian infrastructure, but some people have no opportunity like that. And this is why we expect that European Union should step in, and because that they should do whatever they can to prevent the humanitarian catastrophe.
Mr. Gub, talking about Europe now, in terms of alternatives and options, is that even a likelihood for Ukraine now that the energy infrastructure is being crushed left, right, center by Russia? Is there any nation in Europe, in your own thoughts, that can be a saving grace for Ukraine?
Well, right now we receive assistance from European Union to quickly repair the ruined infrastructure. We have very talented engineers in Ukraine, people who work in energy sector, and they work super fast and super well, but they need a lot of equipment, they need a lot of financial resources, and this should be supplied by Europe. Before, I want to remind you, it was supplied a lot by United States, by USAID, which was shut down. But now, yeah, you should step in, but also in terms of our air defense, we need to have better air defenses to intercept those drones and missiles. This also helps to prevent the damage.
Ms. Olena Tregub, again, I know you are facing some difficult situations in your country at this moment, but thank you very much for giving us time today and for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.